Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. It's a real pleasure to speak to you today. Maybe you could begin with a brief introduction to this incredible film, Tori and Lokita. What can audiences expect when they watch it?
Nous espérons que le public sera nombreux et viendra voir le film dans tout le UK.
We hope there'll be big audiences in the whole of UK, and they'll come and see the film.
Et j'espère que, nous espérons tous les trois, en tous les cas ici, qu'ils verront que ces deux jeunes migrants sont deux individus. Et ça permettra aux gens qui ont certains préjugés de peut-être être troublés et de quitter leurs préjugés.
And we hope they'll see, we hope the three of us, me too, that people who come and see the film, people who might be prejudiced and have potentially negative preconceptions about young migrants will see the story of two individuals, and it might move them and upset them and change them.
Many of your films do focus on social and political issues and are often very hard-hitting, but arguably this is one of your most hard-hitting films that you've made. What was the original spark of the idea, and why did you want to make a film about this particular subject?
Je dirais deux choses. Ce qui nous a mis en route, c'est des articles que nous avons lus dans la presse qui racontaient la disparition de plusieurs centaines d'enfants mineurs non accompagnés en Belgique, et il y en avait des milliers en Europe qui disparaissent, on ne sait pas ce qu'ils deviennent, et les journalistes qui écrivaient l'article disaient qu'on supposait qu'ils étaient en grande partie vraisemblablement intégrés dans les réseaux mafieux. Ils étaient pris par les mafias.
So I'd say there's two things. One of the things is that we read a lot of articles talking about the fact that there's hundreds of unaccompanied migrant minors who seem to disappear. And they didn't say why, but there's assumptions that they disappear, they go underground, they end up in the criminal underworld.
La plupart du temps, ils disparaissent quand ils savent qu'ils ne vont pas obtenir leurs papiers. Vers 15-16 ans, ils savent que vers 18 ans, qu'à 18 ans, ils n'auront pas leurs papiers. Donc à ce moment-là, ils disparaissent pour essayer de trouver une solution pour avoir des papiers, des faux papiers. Mais
most of the time they disappear, they just disappear, they vanish around 15, 16 when they know that they haven't got their papers, so the legal papers, and they have to find another way, another solution.
Et cette histoire, ces articles que nous avons lus ont ranimé en nous un début de scénario qu'on avait commencé à écrire autour d'une famille, d'une mère et de deux enfants.
And these articles we read kind of awoke in us a story that we had several years ago that evolved around the story of a mother and her two children.
La mère était forcée de quitter la Belgique et a dit à ses enfants, restez ensemble, ne vous quittez pas, si vous voulez continuer, si vous voulez vivre, restez ensemble.
And the mother is forced to leave the territory, the country, and she tells to her children, stay together, do not separate. In order to survive, you need to stay together.
Et finalement, dans Tori et Lokita, c'est un frère et une sœur, ils s'inventent frères et sœurs. La mère de notre premier début de scénario n'est plus là, mais à certains moments dans le film, Tori est la mère de Lokita, et Lokita est la mère de Tori.
And so in a way, Tori and Lokita are not brothers and sisters, but they create the story that they are for themselves. And the mother of the original script is no longer there, but both Tori and Lokita are each other's mother in some moments when needed.
Et ils veulent absolument rester ensemble et sont liés par une amitié qui est indéfectible, comme on dit en français.
And they want to stay together, and their bond is so strong, and it's an unwavering friendship that holds them together.
And I imagine when lots of people watch this film, they're going to find a lot of the scenes very shocking and difficult to watch, and maybe not believe that this could be based in reality. But I understand you actually did a lot of research. So how much of this is based in fact and how much is sort of fictionalized?
Quite everything is based on true life events and how it happens in true life. Like even when you see like the box where there are those read in plantations. It's real. So they really did a lot of research with the police, and the police even handed them over some real plans at how it happens. But it was also guarded by the police mostly of the time. Even at the end, all the plans must be burned. And everything is actually based on real life. Even where Tori and Lokita slept, it's in a real place where little children, orphans, sleep, and so kind of everything.
Mm. And while I'm talking to you, Jolie, I understand this is one of your first experiences, in front of the camera. It's a difficult subject matter. Oh, sorry.
Please.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Je voulais dire.
He wants to add something to your.
Sure, no worries.
Je voulais juste ajouter que la question de la dureté que vous avez évoquée du film, de certaines scènes du film, elles ne viennent pas de la réalité. Elles viennent du fait qu'on a pensé que l'amitié qui lie les deux enfants, Ménard, que leur amitié est une amitié qui allait jusqu'au bout, c'est-à-dire jusque le sacrifice d'un des deux pour l'autre.
So that in relation to what you were talking about, the harshness, just the hard-hitting storyline, it comes from their friendship. And that's something that it doesn't come necessarily from the events, it comes from their friendship, because their friendship is one that is going to happen no matter what, and going to go all the way to the end.
Là, c'est ce qu'on voulait dire par cette amitié qui lie ces deux jeunes, c'est que c'est une amitié, c'est quelque chose à la hauteur de laquelle il faut se tenir. Et c'est ça qui est très beau chez eux, et c'est la lumière du film, même si, il y a un moment très, très tragique dans le film, c'est la lumière du film, c'est cette amitié qui, jusqu'au bout, s'oppose aux conditions difficiles et cruelles de l'exil.
And their friendship is really the light of the film, and it's there at the heart. J'ai oublié quelque chose.
Yes, like just in general, what he meant by what he said is that their friendship is the essential key. It goes through all these events and through all what is horrible happens to Lokita and even to Tori. But it's not just a friendship where they're going to drink a cup of tea or just beer and be friends. It's a friendship where they go through everything until the sacrifice of Lokita, and she is
a tragedy.
That really is going to die for that child, because we are friends, but it's a real considered friendship.
Absolutely. And just to pick up on the question I was going to ask just a second ago, for you, Jolie, not having much experience, being in front of the camera and having to sort of take on this quite, difficult role. What was that experience like for you, and what might have been the most challenging moment on set?
Well, it's like contradictory to say it, but it was an amazing experience to do it, because the brothers and their whole team created a safe environment for me to perform, and so I could trust them the way that they could trust me. And so it was amazing to work with them, and it was like working with family, but in a non-toxic and just beautiful way, because I learned a lot. But at the same time, it was kind of hard, because playing Lokita is not easy at all, because she lives through so much things, mental and physical abuse. So you kind of, while acting, feel what she feels, but not really what she feels, but like the pressure that she's feeling. You still feel the pressure and the negativity that goes around the scenes, but it was still amazing to do that. But I had some techniques just to be able to go into the role more and more, because every time we did another take, I learned more about Lokita. And so I kind of dissociated myself from Lokita by, for example, with the wig that I wore on set, that every time I wore the wig, I was Julie, but every time I had the wig off, it was Lokita with the cornrows. And every time I looked in the mirror, seeing myself with the cornrows, I saw Lokita, because I consider her as a human being, apart from being someone I try to play or try to act. So that's something that really helped me. And in some kind of way, it's also the brothers who created that safe environment for me to perform, who kind of guided me through their way, because if they weren't there, I don't think I would have found my way of acting. They kind of like trusted me, and that helped me a lot.
And what about your relationship with the actor that plays Tori as well? You must have created quite a bond, you know, because the way your characters have this unshakable bond, but you as actors as well must have had that bond offset too.
Yes, it wasn't easy at all because it's still a child of 12 years old at that time. And he had a lot of energy. But I love to say, a lot of energy. I love to say that he gave us a lot of energy, even though he took a lot of our energy too. But it was amazing because he was so special, and it's so amazing to see just a child with this innocence in him. And his way of thinking was like not worrying about the things of life and even the situation that he has to play, because his role wasn't easy also to play because it's a boy with a lot of energy, but he must have also feel all the negativity that goes around in this story. But no, it was amazing, and till this day I consider him as my little brother. He calls me, he texts me.
On a dû mettre le ralenti sur la caméra parfois pour le filmer.
Yes.
In terms of filming him, we needed to go slow-mo on the camera sometimes. He was so full of...
full of energy and so fast. Like...
Yeah.
And for you as filmmakers, I mean, I know in the past you've worked with people like Marion Cotillard, you know, sort of very kind of well-known faces in the film industry. So, you know, what was behind this decision to kind of have kind of actors that, you know, aren't as experienced, and what might have been different about your approach when you're working with actors who don't have as much experience?
Donc la différence de votre approche, ça va? Entre travailler les pros.
That's the same. That's the same. Same thing. Avec les acteurs connus, pas connus. C'est la même chose.
Whether they're known actors or not, it's the same way.
Mais il y a quelque chose d'unique quand vous travaillez ici avec Joëlie et Pablo, qui n'ont jamais joué de leur vie, devant une caméra en tout cas.
There is something very unique when you work with actors like, in this case, Joëlie and Pablo, who had never worked in front of a camera. It's something very particular.
Vous voyez naître devant vous une comédienne et un comédien.
You see being born in front of you an actor and an actress.
Et dès le premier jour, l'équipe qui travaille avec nous le sent aussi ça. Ils le voient, qu'on est en train d'assister à la naissance d'une comédienne et d'un comédien. Et ça soude l'équipe et ça aide l'équipe à aller jusqu'au bout du film, à créer cette ambiance dont parle Lokita. Mais cette ambiance, elle dit que c'est nous, mais c'est eux aussi qui l'ont créée. Parce que c'est le fait de voir naître de comédiens, ça soude et ça mobilise une équipe.
And the fact that the crew is there as well, also sensing and noticing, realizing that a birth is happening here of an actor, it brings the crew together and strengthens the bond between everyone to really take this project to its culmination, to make this film. And Jolie says that the brothers make a very, you know, that we make a safe, friendly atmosphere to work on, very conducive and very safe, but it goes both ways. And the fact that they see that the birth of these actors brings the crew themselves together as well.
Et en dehors du fait que ça concerne l'équipe, que ça nous concerne nous, ça concerne surtout le spectateur et la spectatrice qui, pour la première fois de leur vie aussi, vont voir au cinéma un visage qui n'est jamais apparu. Le visage de Lokita et le visage de Tori apparaissent pour la première fois sur les écrans du monde. Et ça, c'est aussi quelque chose de nouveau.
And then there's the added fact that it concerns the audience as well. The viewer has never seen those two faces on the screen. And for the audience, they will also assist at this first impression of seeing new actors, new faces on the screen.
And I would say a film like this seems very timely to me. I mean, even in places like the UK, the environment for migrants is only worsening. Progress isn't being made. We're going backwards. So what do you think the power of cinema is to kind of humanize these stories and foster empathy? And why right now might that be as important as ever?
La puissance, le rôle du cinéma pour soutenir et changer le monde et l'empathie, puisque c'est tellement important en ce moment, c'est vraiment crucial tout ce qui se passe avec la migration.
Il ne faut pas donner un trop grand rôle au cinéma.
One mustn't give too massive a role to cinema.
Parce que, bon, ceux qui ont voulu changer le monde avec le cinéma, ça a été chaque fois un cinéma de propagande, donc un mauvais cinéma.
Because those who have wanted to change the world through cinema created a cinema of propaganda and a bad cinema.
Mais je crois qu'un film, dans ce cas-ci, il peut montrer, il met au centre de son écran deux jeunes migrants qu'on ne voit pas dans la société, dans la vie. Là, il les met au centre.
But in a film, I believe that there, in this context, the film, when it puts at the center of the story two young migrants at the heart of the frame and the film that we don't see in real life.
Et il les montre comme deux individus, pas comme des cas, des images, des fantasmes que l'on a, qui soient positifs ou négatifs à propos des migrants, mais il donne deux individus, un qui va à l'école et une qui aimerait travailler et rester en Europe. Et ces deux individus qui chantent, qui dessinent, qui ont leur propre vie. Et montrer déjà cela, c'est aller contre les images qui circulent dans les médias, dans les médias, dans les sonores ou télévisuels ou les réseaux sociaux à propos des migrants qui sont souvent des images négatives.
But it brings those two young migrants at the heart of the story, and it shows individuals with their stories. Tori, who wants to go to school, Lokita, who wants to get her paper and become a home help. They want to have a life. It shows real people, individuals, away from the often negative images spread out in media, in different forms of media. And that's already telling us a different story.
And I think for me, when I watched it, it made me feel very angry and very emotional. And I wonder if another kind of impact of a film like this is we as people perhaps can be motivated to actually want to make a change or speak up or vote differently for our politicians by the fact that it evokes a very strong reaction in the people that watch it.
Ça cause une réaction très très forte pour les spectateurs et la colère est là et ça va peut-être nous donner l'opportunité de changer, de voter différemment, d'agir.
Yes, the hope. We hope.
The reality sometimes is very difficult to change.
Definitely. I think I've gone over my time, but just to also say, obviously, you've had such a great relationship with Cannes, with your other films, with this one as well. How important are festivals like that in order to give a platform to films like this and reach a wider audience?
L'importance de Cannes et des festivals comme ça, l'importance par rapport à la plateforme.
Je ne sais pas, okay. Cannes is very important, not only for us, for all the filmmakers. Et pour les films, c'est pas tellement que c'est important pour nous pas, c'est important pour les films.
It's important for not just so much for us, but for the films.
Ça donne aux films une caisse de résonance, une visibilité qu'ils n'auraient pas sans être par exemple au Festival de Cannes.
There's a real echo chamber, and it gives the film a visibility and recognition that they wouldn't have if they hadn't been shown at Cannes, for example.
Et normalement, un film qui est bien accueilli à Cannes, dont on parle à Cannes, dans la presse, écrite, télévision, radio, les réseaux sociaux, ça doit normalement aider à la réception du film dans les différents pays dans lesquels le film va être diffusé, va être distribué.
And normally a film that is well received in Cannes, that is talked about, will get a good reception, hopefully, and be broadcast, be shown in a lot of different countries.
Il nous semble que ça aide, en tout cas, ça aide nos films.
We feel that whatever happens, it helps our films.
Mm-hmm. And just finally, do they already know what film they're going to make next, what topic, and also for Jolie, what she's working on next, or if she's got other projects?
No, we don't know. It's not a secret, but we don't know.
Okay.
Maybe a musical comedy.
Maybe a musical comedy with Jolie.
Yes, and I'll come dance and sing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
You're alive again.
Yay! Yeah, and for me, from the I'm just try follow up on the promotion of this movie and trying to make of acting my way of living. It's my way of urge to live. I breathe, eat, sleep, cinema.
We trust in her.
Yay!
Rightly so. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. And really, you know, congratulations on the film, and can't wait for everyone in the UK to have the chance to see it as well. And best of luck with your future projects. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Sorry for the delay. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.